Alright, good afternoon traders. This is your free video update from Seasonal Swing Trader. Today is Thursday, June 7th, 2018. Hope everyone is having a great summer thus far. I wanted to go over a couple of nice seasonal setups that our members recently took advantage of. Both of those happen to be in the softs complex. Now, our members know that we have been watching the softs complex for quite some time. There look to be some really strong opportunities. In particular, the cocoa and sugar markets, as well as coffee. We're watching coffee closely. But the action we took was in cocoa and sugar. We actually shorted cocoa and bought sugar. So looking here at the July contract, we had a very high probability technical setup, which is the 1, 2, 3 top, coupled with some very reliable seasonal patterns. Now, if you look down here below, this is the 10-year price average, 10-year price trend here in blue, and the red line is the 15-year price trend. So you can see 10 and 15 years is pretty strong data, and notice that we typically top out right here in the early to mid parts of May. Now, the red and green lines here are the 3 and 5-year price averages. So this is a shorter time frame. It's not going to be quite as reliable, but notice that it moves pretty much sideways to drifting slightly higher. But we really want to look at the longer term trends, and that is the 10 and 15 years as indicated down here below. So when we know that there is a high probability that around this time of the year we have a topping out period, that leads us to turn our attention to the technical. So we patiently wait for a topping pattern to occur, and that's exactly what we got. We have a number 1 point here, a number 2 point here, a number 3 point here, and the trade triggered on May 18th. Notice that there were a couple of opportunities to get on board here, and once it broke down, it never really looked back. In fact, we are still in the second part of our position. So our initial target on the trade below, on the break below 26.80, which was our entry, our first target was 24.30, and that was good for a $2,500 per contract move. We met that in approximately 10 trading days or so, and now we drew a simple down trend line, and we are trailing our stops on the final balance. So in fact, our stops on our last batch of contracts is now what was our initial target here at 24.30. So we actually have another $2,500 of profit locked in. So that's $5,000 on 2 contracts. Now, you could of course play this with futures options and or the ETF NIB. Now let's take a quick look at sugar. This is the trade we did in July sugar. And this is basically the same thing but inverse. So here we found a 52-week low, and we started tracking what could be a potential 1, 2, 3 bottom, coupled with some favorable seasonal price patterns to the upside. Notice that really get our true bottom out here right around now, which is around June 5th, June 6th, June 7th, first week of June. And then we expect to see higher prices going into the July and August months. Notice that the 3 and 5-year price averages confirm that, as well as the 10 and 15-year seasonal trends. But this triggered a little bit early, so we got in here on May 21st, so the end of May. This one broke up, never retested until the other day, but notice that our initial target was $12.90. Look at how the price went up and tagged it almost to the tick, traded up to $12.97, and then promptly reversed and retested the breakout area. So this is a new opportunity to take additional trades in this market. Now, we trailed our stops up past break even to 12.15, so we got stopped out and are now flat. So we made a little over $1,200 on 2 contract position here in sugar in roughly 8 or 9 trading days. This one is back on our radar. If we come back down here and retest or possibly make new lows, we'll look for a new setup to the long side. And the good thing is both of those can be traded via the ETN, the exchange traded note. They are not the most liquid contracts in the world, but it does provide an opportunity to take advantage of these trades. Look here at NIB. It's going to be a little bit spottier because of the lack of volume, but notice that the same logic applies. We have the 1, 2, 3 top. We broke down and met our target. If you look at SGG, actually the new ticker is SGGFF for whatever reason. That is the sugar tracker, the sugar ETN. Here was the breakout here of 2340. came up, met our target, and came back down, and now retesting that initial breakout area. We're always looking for additional markets to diversify away from the broader equity indices and trade things that are non-correlated, such as grains, meats, metals, energies, softs, and the like. We'd love to have you join the seasonal family, and we look forward to seeing you on the inside. Take care. Traders, like what you see, want more trade ideas each week? Take a $7 30-day complete member access trial by clicking the link below. You'll have immediate access to analysis and seasonal trade ideas on over 35 commodity and currency futures markets, as well as coverage on all of the major stocks, exchanges, and ETFs in the U.S. marketplace. If you like us, follow us on Twitter and Facebook, like us on YouTube, and we hope to see you on the inside.